you have already done the 1, 2, 3, and that's going really well. I want you guys to show us this before you move on to the next part, so we can work out the kinks of the first part of it. 1, 2, 3. This is what we're going to do all day. So that's fine. Okay, so the next part is, this is where the whole 9, 10 thing happens. So in my part of my career, I never broke this piece up. This is the long piece here, and it's usually because it's a lot to control, but it's also because at this school we do what's called a double halo wrap. And so this breaking up this particular section helps with the double halo part of the wrapping for the next perm sectioning that you're going to use. So not to confuse you. But anyway, so for this next part, you're going to take your tool. If you guys don't have your tools marked, I believe Miss Brinson and Miss Williams do have Sharpies to help you. But you want to come right off of the part here and come straight down. So it's just going to go from this part, from this front middle section, kind of like a mohawk section here. And for the next one, you're going to use your tool again, and it's just going to be the length of the tool here again. So it's going to be that square. So I'm going to come off the section, and remember, corner to corner, okay? So if I did it like this, does that look right? Because that's not corner to corner. Do you guys follow? Perfect. I love it. All right, so I'm going to come here. And I'm going to use my tool for how long I'm going to make that subparting. Go to the other side, measure it out. You always kind of want to double check the width to make sure it's not too wide, that you're inside those black lines, right? And then this one is just going to come across. It's kind of short here. So this is the next piece. Control your ends so you can see what you're doing. All right, and then this one is just going to be a tiny bit longer from here to here. You're going to come down to right about the occipital. Straight down and across. We're going to do something called a smiley face down here because we know the head curves, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Again, can everybody see how I'm lined up? Does that make sense to everybody? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Love it. Okay, now this particular section is a little bit longer, right? Because this one was like the rod length. This one is about the rod length and maybe a quarter. Okay, so we'll get there. And then just across the bottom, like this. All right. And as per always, you want to make sure you're not too wide, that I'm in between the black lines, because there's going to be a rod here, a rod here, a rod here. I feel like I'm a little wide on this side. So have anybody ever heard the term rob Peter to pay Paul? So you might hear me say that. So it's like, if I want more hair to go here, it doesn't mean anything in the hair industry, but I'm going to rob from this side to pay this side until we get everything evened out. So I'm going to rob from Peter, and I'm going to pay Paul, who's the guy in the middle. Never mind. Strike that. Just pretend like that didn't happen. Miss Brinson, you didn't stop me.
I didn't know where you were going.
Yeah, I didn't know where I was going with it either. Just forget it. Let's forget about it. Can we forget it? Miss Williams, have you heard that before? Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. I'm so thankful that you have heard of it before.
Is this another crop dusting term?
Crop dust, yeah. I know Madrano talks about that, crop dusting. Oh, help me. Help me from that lady. Of course, I call her every day when I go home. And we start to laugh. I start laughing when the phone's even ringing when I call her. I don't know why. Oh, man. Okay, control your ends. So, again, I want to remind you guys that in a 9-section perm, but we call them a 9-10, so we all got that, right? Normally this section, these two pieces are together. So it's one. So that's where that we do, yes, that's it right there. But we break it up and it's easier to control and make the section. Okay, so this next piece can be tricky. This is where, God bless whoever sneezed, this is where the smiley face comes in. Because we know the head is round, right? So you guys see this corner, right? We talked about everything corner to corner, okay? So we have a corner here, and can we agree that we have a corner here? Yes? No? Okay, all we're going to do is do a line from this corner to this corner. And can you guys see how that curves with the shape of the head? And then I'm just going to take a couple pieces of that hair. Maybe a little bit. That's too much. All right. So that was kind of easy, right? Connect the dots. And then here, what am I going to do? This corner, and where am I going to go? This corner. Straight line. Okay, so what does anybody notice? Does anybody notice that this section looks way bigger than this section? Can you guys see that? Do you see how wide that looks? And then what do I got going on over here? What the heck? Was I sleeping on the job or what? So if I take my roller, am I going to be able to put a roller there? No, bad news. Bad news bears. So this is where taking from one section and adding it to another section until we get it just right. So I feel like I'm going to put more to my middle section right here because I think it was too narrow to begin with. I had room. So like I'm robbing from one section. Okay, and look, when I do that, I'm still lined up on the corner, so I was just definitely too wide here. Put that in. And we're gonna do this, we're just gonna keep doing this until we get it all right. And then once you guys get it down, every time you go in to do a perm, it'll be great. And then I'm gonna add a little more to this one because I have some room for it. Just very little amount is fine. I think I've got to do a little more. I'm blaming it on the doll. Her nugget is wrong. It's all her fault. All right, so now what I want to do is I'm just going to go back and make sure my tool fits in all the sections since I did some adjustments. I feel like I can take some out of here and put it over here because that one was so narrow. All right. Yeah? Can you say that? Just talk a tiny bit louder for me.
Oh yeah, sorry.
When you're done, just-
Can you turn the doll around?
100%. Once I get it right, you got it. You got it. You got it. Okay, so then always you want to take your tool. So we know I added more to this section, but I still have to be able to wrap it or I'm going to have to start over again. So my black piece and my black piece, I'm going to fit in there just perfectly. So I'm okay here. My corner to corner on my rods. I'm in between. And let's see if I fix this section a little bit. Will I be able to fit my rod? There's my, I want to be within this piece. And I'm still a little bit off over here. I'm just going to take a little more. Add it to the center. Like one row. And I still want to keep my corners straight, okay? All right, let's show what the back of this looks like. Can you guys kind of see that down here it looks like a smiley face? Yes, no? Yeah?
It curves.
Just curves from here to here. Rounding, round of the head, right? Not a smiley face, but a smile. And then it's pretty simple from here. Corners to corners, right? I'm gonna come down. 1, 2, 3. I wish I had some smaller ones. It's all right. Everything is connected, and now we have our 9/10 section wrap. If you guys feel like you want to do this on a doll, I mean write it out on a sheet to write the design out, that's fine.
Miss Lito, on the bottom, are they gonna use big rods or little rods?
Probably narrow rods when I start wrapping, for sure. Remind me. Yeah, you'll use your short. You're gonna have shorts and longs, and when the hair's super narrow, you'll use your shorts. All right. So this is our 9. Yeah.
Oh, it froze
Oh man.
on there. They'll see it on canvas.
I hope it's not right at my face or
It's-
something like
it's
that's a
not.
nightmare. Turn it off when that happens. All right, you guys. So what I want to do is